If at some point you ever decide to take this again, okay. So first of all is wait until the time is right. Come back and switches. The time is right. You play switches. Just the it's for the good of the set.
This is my new flat. It's in a bit of a mess because I'm still in the process of moving. I still have stuff to take over and things are still being put in their final place. It's quite small compared to the last place I was, but it does the trick. I was born in Buckinghamshire. We lived in Aylesbury at first, before moving to Bearton. My primary school was on the other side of the county, which was pretty awkward, not gonna lie. Then moved on to secondary school, which was uneventful. Then my mother died, which was pretty difficult. She killed herself. I'm not quite sure when that was. It was when I was 13. I'm sure I could do some mental maths to get back to the date. I think my mother as a whole is quite a difficult subject for a lot of reasons. Partly because obviously there's a lot of emotion there, but also how little I knew her. My relationship with my father leading up to everything was very positive. I mean, even before my mother died, she was very depressed and isolated herself, and I didn't really have a whole lot of contact with her. So, he was for a long time sort of my family. Very soon afterwards, my father remarried to my stepmother, obviously, who is from Indonesia. We stayed in the UK for a couple of years, but she wasn't happy there, and so we ended up moving to Indonesia. My father remarrying was confusing. My relationship with my stepmother was difficult, tumultuous. She's a very stubborn and emotional person, kind of like me. My parents came back to the UK last year, and she's, just like before, she had a pretty miserable time here. Quite recently, I discovered that my family had moved back to Indonesia. It wasn't until I saw one of my stepmother's Facebook posts in Indonesian saying that she was happy to be home that the thought first crossed my mind. Over time, it became clear that they had gone. Aside from a very curt Merry Christmas, I haven't had any contact with my father at all. Yeah, I do feel like I just don't have a family at times. What is my biggest fear? Probably killing myself would be a big one. Because it's a thought that's constantly there, and it feels like kind of the ultimate failure to kind of give in to that in a way. And there's a lot of stuff, like I don't want to be like my mother because that's what she did, and because it is a thought that's there so often, it feels like a real possibility. So yeah, that's a worry, to say the least. I've been very good at distracting myself with the computer and, you know, my friends and, you know, board games and all sorts of things. Useless stuff that helps just distract me from everything that's happened, which hasn't been terribly healthy, I'll admit. I had thought that my high school diploma from Indonesia would be kind of enough to get me started on something, whether it be A-levels or university, but had a lot of problems with that because it doesn't really equal anything in the UK education system. It's, I don't know, I look at the people around me and they all feel like they're kind of making progress and moving forward, and I'm just kind of stuck here as I have been for the past 5+ years now, and it's not great. Me, this crummy, scared person who can't really do anything. Yeah, I'm kind of through with that a bit. It's like being in a pitch black room and you're fumbling around for the doorknob to get out, but you don't actually know that there is a doorknob. I would say that that's kind of how I feel most of the time. Yeah.